Okay, so we're going to do a blade change now. We're going to change over to the joinery blade so we can show you how that works. I've already turned the saw off and unplugged it at the wall, so this is totally de-energized. We've moved the slide to the full extent at the end of its travel so that you can get wholly to the full blade area. And I'm going to raise the blade up to its full height. This is a good time to inspect blades and make sure that everything is how it should be. We've already had a quick look at them, so they're fine. What we're going to do is we're going to get the blade change pin. This is the blade change pin right here. You'll find it in our accessories cabinet. And we're going to spin the blade until we find the arbor pin. And I'm going to place the pin in the arbor just there, and that stops the blade from rotating. To do the main blade, we have the big spanner. If you need to adjust the riving knife, there is the middle-sized spanner. There is another spanner in there for the scribing blade, but we should very rarely ever need to change that. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen the nut on this. Now it's backwards from what you would normally expect. It's a left-handed thread. So we're going to, there we go, just break that off and unscrew it. Now the threads on this are not particularly clean, so you may need to just ease it along at points. You then need to take off the arbor plate, which is this one here. So you've got those two pieces there. Now we can take the blade off. Just take it out like that. This is our new blade that we're going to put in. This blade, because it runs this way, the teeth have to face forward. We're going to place it in on the arbor. And it has to go up on this shelf here. There's a little lip that the arbor, where it sits on. Arbor plate goes back on, nut goes back on, and you will inevitably knock it off. That's fine. All right, so I've got that started, and I'm just going to use the ratchet to finish it off. Pick that blade back up. You don't need to tighten it super tight. It's fairly obvious when it's done. Make sure that the riving knife is within the distances. This blade I think is a little bit smaller than what was in there before, so I'm actually going to lower the riving knife. For this one you just need to loosen it, and it always cooks your noodle because it's the right way around, not the wrong way around because of the blade. So you just loosen that off. All right, so we've confirmed that the blade's running nice and true. We know that the riving knife is in line with it. The riving knife's the correct distance away. That's a correct blade change. Occasionally, while doing a blade change, you'll drop the nut into the blade pan. It's a pain. I've done it. Everyone's done it. My favorite time is when I knocked it into the dust extraction system and had to disassemble all of that. We have a magnet, so most of the time you can just reach in and pick it up again. But you know, if you drop it outside the pan and into the bottom of the saw, you'll have to take the side off. If you drop it into the dust extraction system, you may need to take the hose off the back and figure it out from there. Pro tip, don't drop it. Another thing that you'll run into is sometimes the blade will be jammed up of all the like little tiny bits of slivers that people have like cut off things previously. So what you need to do there is, with the saw off and everything else, just get a thin piece of wood and you can just clear it out the back so that the pan's empty. If you ever find the saw won't start up, that's what your problem is. It's straining against starting to spin because there's some kind of debris in the bottom of the pan.